What is good, everybody? It's your boy Big Zach 617. Woke to the World podcast and TV, powered by Groundbreaker Enterprises. Today we have my guest 323. How you doing, my G?
My man, how you doing?
I'm good. I've just been diving straight into questions the last couple weeks.
Hey, I
don't
love
have the juicy question for you that I've been working on for the last couple weeks.
Okay.
But I figured earlier in the week we were talking about each other's music processes and stuff.
Yep.
And I kind of wanted to take more of a deep dive on what your music process to my music process is.
Yeah. So I guess I'm trying to think of a good way to kind of describe it. I don't do anything crazy. Anytime I do anything music-wise, I just kind of act on impulse as of lately. I used to sit there and I'd be like, oh, I put a good game plan to I'm going to do this today, that today, blah, blah, blah. But as of recently, it's been, I just hop into the realm of music in general, and if I'm making a beat, I'm making a beat. If I'm producing, just mastering some of my old shit. But my process really just comes down to, if I have a beat already, throw it in. If I don't have a beat, I am making a beat, but I'm making the song to the beat. So maybe my past 3 songs has been like that. This independent album I've been talking to you about a lot. That's going to be a lot of the songs that are like that. It's going to be, I've been making the beat, and then I'm how could I figure this out?
How could you do that?
Because I started making the beats in January, but it took me 2-3 months to even learn how to write to my own shit, because I was so used to the YouTube dive and finding all the type beats that you could find compared to the artists that you like.
100%.
So it was kind of hard finding my style. But yeah, no, I just throw on a beat, and most artists I know do the punchline shit. I'm kind of a 50-50. I'll start writing. I'll write out something, lay it out. Then sometimes I'll lay out a quick little 4-bar right after it, do a little punch in. Sometimes I'll do a punch in into a fucking written line. Sometimes I'll just do all written. Sometimes I just do a little freestyle, and then I'm like, oh damn, I need to write that down because I need to remember my lyrics. But I have a pretty simple process of just whatever you feel in the moment, just send it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Your process threw me for a loop because I didn't realize that you currently don't have any recorded songs.
Right. I have the No Plays No Spins track, and that's it. Everything else that I have is not recorded.
Yeah.
It's just instrumentals. If you see me perform in person, that's it.
Because how long have you been doing that for? What, a year, 2 years?
I want to say taking it seriously and making a couple other songs. It was probably 2 to 3 years.
So I'd probably say I've been noticing it for 2 years.
Yeah.
Because I noticed that I never heard your lyrics in the background, and I noticed that they were always kind of mixed together as a set, but I never put together that there wasn't the difference in between them. If you're saying you're doing the same spins,
right?
And I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, I never realized that, because every time to me it just sounded like something different.
Right.
But I was like, oh shit. I'm like, wow, that's awesome.
Me and the drunk DJ were literally talking about that in one of our other episodes. We were talking about that too many artists are performing over their vocals and stuff. And I get it to a degree.
Right.
But there's a very thin line there.
Right. My opinion on it is okay to do it as long as you are performing it. So if you're going on a stage and you're performing something a cappella, obviously they're going to hear you because you're just playing the instrumental and you're speaking into a microphone.
Right.
But if you're going on a stage and you're just up there dancing, you might as well just be outside listening to it on a speaker.
Right.
Don't go up there and just let people be your kind of party. Go up there, have fun, but don't let that track overtake what you are putting out. You
Right.
are the performance, not your song. So let your
100%.
performance overweigh it. So I'm not opposed to it being in the background. Like everybody
I
just
just
seen
think
Justin
too many
Bieber
artists.
set.
I like to call it this. I just think that too many artists are karaokeing. Like they're singing every
That's
single
another point.
lyric. They're singing every like rap lyric or whatever. And
Yeah.
it's just like that takes away from your stage performance so much.
Right.
It doesn't matter if you're like all wild and jumping up and down and anything like that either.
Right.
It takes away from your stage performance so much, in my opinion. And that's why when I was like making music and shit, I'm like, yo, like I really have to like make sure I memorize each one of these things.
Yeah.
So like when I do them, like I like can literally hear the beat and just know where the beat placement is,
Yes.
where the drop is, where the certain things hit.
Yes.
You know, all the way through. Because usually when I write a song, I'm usually making the beat, and then like if it's a really dope like loop that I like it's a 16, then I usually just like continuously write from that 1/16 and then don't build the rest of the beat. And that's like always
I
a
relate to
struggle,
that.
you know, because that's always a struggle as a music producer, because then you're just like, oh, like I like this part of the beat so much the way it is. It's like, what do I want to do to change that?
Right. No, I totally agree with that 100%. Yeah, no, our process is so different, but it's so cool how that can like come together.
Right. 100%. Like as I said, like if I could get like in a zone, like 100% down.
Oh hell yeah.
Like do track and shit.
Yeah, no, honestly I would love to do that. Me personally, I was somebody that I was surrounded by so many people making music when I
Yeah.
started making music, and I didn't even know it.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I started to figure it out, all those guys inspired me. Shout out D-Wop, shout out Vincenzo, or Don't Leave rather. But when it came to like actually trying to do it, I couldn't figure out any like motivation to actually do it. But now that I'm like,
What's your
going into
motivation now for it?
my motivation now is, it used to be, I want to be famous. I want to be something that someone could like look up to, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
I like seeing people's smiles on their face, so if I could help anybody out, that is my bread and butter,
Oh, yeah.
I guess you could say.
Oh, yeah.
But when I started making music, I had nobody giving me that handout of, oh, hey, like, pop in the studio. I had a lot of great opportunities to hang out with the people that were making music, hop in their studio, see what their process was like, learn from them. And I am forever grateful for that. But I never had that opportunity of someone just being like, yo, you want to come to the studio and record?
Yeah.
And that's the point that I'm at now. If I never strive to be, or I strive to be famous, but if I never end up famous, at least at the end of the day, I can sleep at night knowing that, hey, if somebody needs studio time, I got the shit for it, and you can just roll right through.
Facts.
So when I found out that you weren't making music or recording your music, that popped in my head instantly
Right.
with that strive to want to like record people, and like
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit. I'm like, dude, we definitely got to do that at some point, even if it's just like a one and done. Even if we don't release it, like
Right.
that's just something that would be so cool to
I'm
me.
totally down for that in the future. It's just like
Cause
I get super picky when it comes to beats though. Like if I'm doing something for someone else.
Yes. Yeah,
It's
cause
like I don't like to be told what to do. Is the sense of the creative process. So when people are like, "Yo, can you sample for me?" I'm like, "No,
Yo.
I'm not good at it." I'm like, I'm gonna be straight up with you. You want me to be honest with you?
Right.
I'm not good at it.
right,
Like you're gonna get a trash beat if you want me to sample something.
100%.
But so many artists like ask for that. It's just I always am like, if you don't like what I like, then you don't like what I like. You're not a fan of my music.
100%.
that sense.
I've been exploring both realms of it. I've been making beats from scratch, and I've been grabbing samples and diving into that realm as well.
Hell yeah.
Samples are awesome because if you need to just get like ideas out, just to like get it moving, it's perfect. And then you can sit there and be like, well, what do I need to add to this? And then obviously if you know how to make a beat from scratch, you know what you can add. Or rather, you know what you need to add to spice it up a little bit.
Facts. 100%.
Yeah.
I agree with that, beat, how long you been making beats for?
So I had my buddy Chenzo's show in November, because we do an annual Thanksgiving show every year.
Word.
Popped up there. He told me he was making some beats. Asked him a few questions how he was doing it. He was actually very open on how to show me, which I was very shocked. Most of the time when I ask somebody to kind of ask the magician to kind of give his trick away, they don't ever feel free to do that, and I don't blame them. I'll never ever hate anybody for doing that. A magician should keep his tricks. But I'm forever grateful that he brought me into that, because since November and December, I just sat there and figured it out.
Word.
Did a lot of YouTube research, invested in Logic Pro.
Yeah.
Been putting in that work, been putting in the research, been putting in the notes. I was never a kid in school taking notes. I dodged homework every opportunity I could, but I'm actually taking notes.
Hell yeah.
And it's been nothing but great ever since, solidly, I'd say ever since January. My birthday was at the end of January, so right before my birthday I had 20 beats, I'd say, and now we're sitting in going on May, and I just made my 50th.
Nice.
I just finalized it this morning, but
nice.
So but yeah, now the challenge is now that I've learned to write to my beats, now I need to learn how to make packages for beats that I'm not gonna write to, and just have for people, or have to send to artists so I can have some open verses.
Right.
I have so many artists.
Some dope tracks and stuff.
Yes. I feel so bad because there's a lot of TikTok artists and a lot of Instagram artists. I shouldn't even say that they are Instagram, TikTok artists. That's just where I found them. Mm-hmm. That I've tried to get features with, but every time that they responded, I just didn't have the money.
Yeah.
And it would be when I hit them up, I had the money. Mm-hmm. But then when they respond,
dude,
I don't. And that's no blame to anybody. Yeah, exactly.
It's just they'll hit you up and they'll be like, "Yo, so are you ready for that?" And you'll be like, "I have to wait."
Right.
And then you go and hit them back, and then they're like, "Yeah."
Yep.
See you in 3 weeks.
So I'm so.
Or if you just get left on scene at that point.
For real. So I'm beyond happy that financially I can do that stuff, but I got to make smart decisions, and I got to plan ahead. So I'm at a stable point, but when I look at that, I'm like, damn, I really want to dive into that realm of having some beats, and then I'm like, you know what, I got a few $100 to spend. Let's just hit up a dude that's starting to pop off right now, and let's see who can go better bar for bar.
Right.
And I've been hitting up the Delivery Boys a lot. If anybody knows who they are. That's my fucking dude. There's a few other guys, but dude, I can't wait to dive into dropping music, because 2024 I dropped Pendant. I had a plan to drop every 3 months. I had the songs to drop every 3 months, but then it came down to licensing and final mixing. I couldn't get in the studio to do it. And everybody's process is different. Shout out Jake Lewis. I love you, brother. I'm sorry I haven't had the money to get back in the studio, but we working on it and we planning. But couldn't get that project out. But the benefit of it is I've been stacking. I've been learning a lot about the tracks that I have, learning the story I want to tell. And right now I'm sitting on 4 3-song projects. At least a solid 2 more on top of that, so 6, and then I have my independent albums that I'm working on. If I really wanted to, this is just me cutting off all of my old music too. I cut off my old music, I'd say probably around going into 2023, going into 2024ish. So 2023 I cut it off. So ever since then is what I've really been mainly promoting. But if I wanted to dive into those, I could drop 5, 6 albums of 10 songs each, if I really wanted to.
That's solid work.
But it's just a matter of is it telling the story that I want to tell? Like, if I want to drop songs, yeah, I can drop songs. Like, I got 6 songs that I was just playing on the way here that I could drop right the second.
Right.
But it's just a matter of how I want to tell it, how I want to do it. And I've been trying to promote it in person.
And I hear that because, I'm kind of in the same realm right this second with the podcast.
Yep.
It's just like, how do I want to stack up from this to the next guest?
Mm-hmm.
And like, how am I going to do like the builds in between and everything?
Yep.
Because, if I'm doing this almost like weekly,
right.
At that point, if I'm doing it at that point, it's just like you have to have it like stacked out. And as I was saying, like 15 episodes deep right now is like where we're planned out to.
Yeah, I like that you got the agenda.
Yeah. So it's just like it's the discipline and it's the consistency. And everybody always preaches discipline and consistency, and it's just like, yes, 100%. That is what it is.
Yes.
But when you hear from people that are much higher up than you, much more successful than you,
yes.
kind of roll your eyes at it. Because that's something that you're always doing. When you hear them say it, you're just like, well, it couldn't have just been consistency and discipline for you.
Yeah.
In your situation.
I relate to that a lot. I personally think it feels like that because the statement's just so rinsed and repeated.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like it just depends on who you're talking to with what they actually mean.
Mm-hmm.
If you talk to a good person, it's probably lack of a better term.
Right.
But yeah, I just fucking drew a blank. I forgot where I was going with it. What did you just say again? You said
we were talking about the music and how. Damn, I just drew a blank.
See?
What the fuck happened? Contagious shit.
Don't cut it. We keep it.
Yeah, we keep it.
I got in the attention span of a goldfish. So, but I'm gonna rewatch back the clip. I'm gonna be like, damn, you idiot.
Right. Same. We were talking about I have no idea, dude.
Oh well, it's gonna be something for people to laugh at.
If not, then it's gonna be something for us to laugh at.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
Oh man. Yeah. So what?
So do you play any musical instruments?
Yes, that's funny. I actually have the slip in my fucking passenger seat right now. I just dropped my saxophone off 2 days ago. I played that for 10 years.
Word.
Throughout my childhood. Let it sit for a little bit, and I played it again. Then I realized that it was just completely aerated. Anytime I blew air through it, it wasn't holding a note, so probably needed a pad replacement. So easy fix. But I sat away from it for a while, and then I just realized I got to get back into it.
I hear that.
MDOT's been a lot of the motivation for me to get back into it.
Oh yeah.
And when I go anytime to Glasses, Tuesday nights, the community nights, I see everybody bringing their guitars, and it's like, damn, like, I used to have these dreams of like going into the fucking Boston subway, like, with that shit, and just keeping my case open, just having people throw dollars in that shit, and
why don't you still have it?
Well, I have it. I just I have it getting repaired.
I mean, like, why don't you still have that drive to do that as an artist, as a musician?
I wouldn't say I fell out of love with it. I'd say I just lost the need to play it every day because I was in every type of band I could be in, ensemble I could be in, any type of jazz band I could be in. I was in it. Any side quests I could take with it, I was doing it. So when I graduated, or right before I graduated, I took up percussion. Then I started learning how drums worked and everything. I was an alto sax player, so I sat with trumpets right next to me, I sat with flutes right in front of me, and I sat with a trombone to the left, and I sat with a tuba to my back left. So hearing all that, I knew how to kind of figure out how a song can work its way from beginning to end, but hearing all of that behind me, I couldn't see how it was actually working. I had everybody showing me and seeing how they practice, but I couldn't see it to actually see it. So before I graduated, I took that up because I lost my opportunities to do chorus because I was too afraid to be one of the only dudes up on the stage. Afraid of getting bullied and shit. That's a big regret. But I took on that so I could feel the back end of no Diddy. I could feel the backside of what what a beat could be, and after that I just didn't have any reason to pick it up every day. I never practiced. I would almost fail band class all the time because I wouldn't take it home to practice. Everybody's shelf would be empty, and then mine would just be sitting there, and then they'd be like, well, it's kind of obvious that you didn't do your homework. I'm like, no, what do you mean? I didn't do my homework. I'm like, I did it, dude. What do you mean? I'm like, look, I can play it.
Promote it home.
I'm like, I looked at the notes at home. Sorry.
That's what home.
But it was just one of those things. I picked it up and played. I tried to play trumpet, but I'm asthmatic, so had a damn heart attack trying to bump out a high note on that. But when I grabbed the woodwind, it was just easy. Embouchure was natural. Air control, breath control was natural. It was just learning to put it together.
Oh, yeah. So
I'm hoping, fingers crossed, I have the same luck this time around. My luck has been shit lately. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I pick it up and it's natural and I can just run some solo sessions with some people and hopefully give some people some dope background vocals and
just
background
as you
notes.
were saying, going in the subway, just going out to the Center Street type shit.
For real.
Like,
I would love to fucking
just go out in the park. It's starting to get nice out, you know?
No, honestly.
And people, like, I give more respect to artists if they can play an instrument. Like, a lot more respect. Because then I'm like, okay, you're a musician. Like, you are multi-talented. I could consider people, like, a creative, an artist, a musician. And, like, the musician is, like, the jack of all trades.
Right.
The artist is the one in the middle that can't play an instrument.
100%.
And then the creative is somebody who doesn't take it seriously as their 9-to-5 job.
I agree with that.
Yeah. So
I agree with that 100%.
Like, I want to, like, categorize, you know, some people get offended from what I just said. But in reality...
Yeah, no.
Like...
if music is taken as a whole with just like a positive outlook, then like we're all gonna be good no matter what we do.
Right.
It's just the people that want more than everybody else that ruin it for everybody.
And I feel like,
which ain't a bad thing, but it's like if you're just thinking about yourself only, then it's like, damn. Like going back on what I strive to do now, it's like I was just listening to fucking Millie's talking about it with fucking Yayo. It's like there ain't nobody around for that fucking like that stamp in Boston. Like, yeah, we got the underground scene. We got all these people that, like, I look at you as one of the people that you could walk into any place and they're going to know exactly who you are, and you have that personality and that connection to just know everybody. I have that connection of people to remember who I am, but I, like, don't have the strive to, like, walk out and be like, hey, what's up, like, talk to them.
Yeah, 100%.
But,
you know, I think it's just a matter of, like, you know, when I'm at a show, like, I go outside a lot. I have, like, hearing damage in my, like, right ear a little bit.
Yep.
So, like, the earplugs work. They help.
Yep.
In a lot of situations. But, like, sometimes, like, the certain bass frequencies really fuck with my ear. So, with that being said, it's just, like, I have to go outside for those, like, moments. You know, those used to be cigarette breaks. But I don't smoke cigarettes anymore. So, it's just, like, you're likely going to find somebody who's either burning or smoking a cigarette when you do go outside at that
100%.
moment. And then, like, sometimes I just got bored and I was just like, yo, what's up, dude? And it's just like, you start a conversation right there, you know?
Yeah. No, 100%. I've been getting good at it. What's been helping me is being honest about it. I used to hide it, but being honest about learning how to talk and being antisocial, it helps.
100%.
Connection-wise, it definitely helps.
Connection-wise, it's everything. You know, me and Jesse are going to a event next week that's about speaking and about talking.
That's
awesome.
awesome.
In front of people and stuff.
I've always wanted to go to one of those. I've been trying to just dive into anything that's helpful. Music has been my saving grace.
Right.
I fell out of love with it for a little bit because I just wasn't getting the results that I was getting. But now that I'm on this new journey with just figuring out every little bit and piece of the puzzle,
right.
Fell
and
back
as
in
you
love with
said,
it.
Notes, sometimes I feel like when you take notes and you do the studying aspect of things, those notes are so much more valuable than what you're actually learning.
Oh, 100%.
It's just you can read 5 pages and then your notes are more valuable than those 5 pages that you wrote.
Yep.
And those are small little bullet points that are in your note.
Right.
But it recaps everything in less words, pretty much.
Right, exactly. And I love that music can be a thing that you can invest in without locking into a college degree.
Right.
You can get the same amount of knowledge, same amount of end goal, and actually walk out of it debt free, and get the same knowledge just from somebody that's trying to help. My advice is fucking put in your research. If you want to do this, put in your research, figure out someone that you can actually listen to and actually understand. It took me a while to find somebody, but just do your research on YouTube. Find somebody that you can listen to and actually understand what they're saying, and then once you get that going, figure out an actual program or actual I can't think of the word
a direction for it. Did you right?
There's people that'll actually have full classes for you just
yeah.
And I can't think of his name, and I'm mad that I'm forgetting his name. But I found that dude that I can listen to and actually understand it, and he offers a independent course, and it's only $150 for every little bit of knowledge that you need for Logic.
Right.
And it's if I can do that and then take that, invite artists that don't know what they're doing necessarily or need somebody to just kind of give them a little pat on the shoulder, I can be that dude at that point.
Right.
So back to me saying there isn't really that guy in Boston. We have a lot of underground guys that have made it and are very successful, and very thankful for every single one of those individuals that paved the road. But we don't have that dude that's putting their hand out and pulling people in, and rightfully so. I mean, there's a lot of suckers that are just trying to leech it, and they don't really understand what the game is and what you really should be going into this business for.
100%.
But there should be that guy in Boston that's going to be putting their hand out and has those connections, and that's what I feel you're doing with this podcast shit. Because there's not too many people around here that are just inviting every artist that they can think of. It's around here, it's you got to get an artist that has a name so that guy can get a name. It's no, we all don't have a name, so why don't we all just fucking build together and we all win. And then Boston's
you have a YouTube channel, I have a YouTube channel, right? So if we both have YouTube channels, we collaborate on each other's YouTube channels.
Right.
Then your fans see you, my fans see me, and then everything works out in that sense.
Right, exactly.
And people just I want you to have my fans. It's just bro, grow up.
Yeah. I can't wait.
What are we talking about right now?
Right,
if someone wants to give you $20 and wants to give you $20, what are we talking about right now?
100%. 100%. I feel that.
Another thing that gets to me is just too many people talk about I feel people overrate money.
Mm-hmm.
And because they overrate money, money's like a delusion in a way. It's just it gets you everything, but it's also a delusion because it's just majority of people who work to get that money.
Right.
they had to give up time to have that money.
Right.
And time is more valuable than money. And
100%.
people always think money's more valuable than time because of what you can get with it.
Right. Yeah, time's the only thing you can't buy back.
Right. 100%.
That's the biggest lesson, for sure.
100%.
For sure. 100% for sure.
Yeah. As far as, like, yeah. I think we're going to shift over to wrestling, sports.
Hell yeah, brother.
Stuff, you know?
I'm always here for it.
Hell yeah.
I was the dude that liked John Cena throughout the fucking Fruity Pebbles scene. And
yeah?
actually liked him. And actually defended him, and everybody hated me for it.
I hear that, yo. Oh, when did you start watching wrestling?
My earliest... Well, it's hard for me to pinpoint it because I got so many memories of, like, early 06, 07.
Mm-hmm.
But because Cena was just fucking awesome at that point.
Right.
But then we're going into 08, 09. That's when I fell in love with it. The whole Cena Orton thing, fell in love with it.
Yeah.
The beef that brought me together with loving it though was Triple H and Randy. Because the first like live full episode that I can remember of Raw was Randy getting thrown through his front window. And I was like, oh my god, he's getting arrested. This is insane. He's going to jail. Oh my god.
Right.
And ever since then, I was hooked. Got every WrestleMania and Royal Rumble. Because...
what was your first WrestleMania that you saw?
The first one I can really, really remember, like beginning to end kinda, is the 25th anniversary.
Okay.
My buddy had the DVD, and that was when I was still like, I love this, but everybody I hang around hates it, and I get made fun of, and I was too insecure to just be like, no, I like it, and I'm gonna stick with it.
Yeah.
So I kind of stopped watching it around like 2012, 2013-ish, and I regret that because that was such a good time.
Right.
But around 2014, I'd say, I think that's when AJ Styles came in. So it was a little before that, I'd say. That's when I started watching it again. Mm-hmm. And I've just been
so
on.
were you always watching, like, WWE? Like, was that the first thing that you started watching, or did you watch, like, TNA or something else before that?
I was an independent kid because that was the only shows that we could afford.
Yeah.
And we really didn't have a vehicle that could get us in and out of the city easy to get to the Garden.
Mm-hmm.
Or go to Rhode Island. But there was this one independent show that I went to. I'm thinking it's not going to be anything crazy. Got two of my buddies with me. And my mom's there too. She bought all of our tickets, and then everybody's going crazy, jumping all over the place. It was kind of like the setup in terms of how big the room was with the event that we went to.
Right.
But everything was barricaded off. We couldn't sit at the ring. And I wouldn't trust myself at that age next to the ring. I would have been doing some wild shit.
Right.
But then next thing you know, I see this dude come out and hit a attitude adjustment on a guy. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's John Cena's move. That makes no sense. And then the guy grabs a mic and he's like, I'm John Cena's dad. Watch me on Raw tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. Got a picture with the guy. He signs it. And I'm thinking just some random dude. Then all of a sudden I watch Raw the next night, and sure enough, that's him getting attacked by Randy.
No shit.
And
that's crazy.
I was like, oh my fucking god, it's him.
Crazy.
So I was like, wow. And ever since then, I was the biggest Cena fan, because I was like, I still don't even know if this guy is him, but he looks exactly like him. I'm like, oh my god.
Right.
So I still got to figure out to this day if it's him. But looking at the picture back, I'll have to take a picture of it and send it to you. It's on my mom's wall, but I'll have to take a picture of it and send it to you and see what you think.
Right.
But it definitely looks just like him.
Have you met any wrestlers before?
No.
You have not?
No. I have a very funny feeling that I could have seen CM Punk live because I remember seeing him on a flyer.
Mm-hmm.
But I never went to it. I only went to one independent show, and it was that one. And then I went to this one. But that was my only one as a kid. But yeah, when I was hooked, it was my Christmas present was Royal Rumble, and then Royal Rumble was normally my birthday. So I'd watch Royal Rumble, and then I'd be like, all right, I want my birthday present to be WrestleMania. And then it would be WrestleMania. And then
100%.
at that
you
point,
played it out around your birthday, and you played out other events and stuff.
At that point, I'm fucking sitting there with a telephone cord, fucking playing jump rope with that shit because it was so long.
Right. I would be wishing my birthdays in like the later months, like the winter time, so I could go to like a football game, or like a hockey game or something like that.
I was recording.
Like I don't mind going to a baseball game. I love Fenway Park.
Yep.
But like
I got 08, 09, 10, and 11. All on VCR because we had a VCR box.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I want to record these, so...
That's hysterical that you said that, because I was going to bring up VCR because I used to do the same exact shit. But I didn't want to just, like, blurt out VCR and, like, show my age like that, so I'm glad that you brought it up first.
Yeah,
I used to record a whole bunch of, like... I used to record every episode of SmackDown that, like, I could.
Yep.
It was just, like, it was set on a timer. It was just,
well, Raw and SmackDown was crazy because I would literally only like the WrestleManias have like the WrestleMania, the
I didn't
Roman
have cable
numerals
for the longest time, so I wasn't.
We had it on and off,
Yeah, so I was just able to watch SmackDown.
Yes.
For the longest time, it was just like I got like the little recaps that they do between like Raw and SmackDown.
And well, because at that point, I think SmackDown was what, Thursdays at that point, and it was earlier.
Yeah, it was.
So it was easier to watch than Monday.
UPN and stuff, and then it would switch to Friday night SmackDown and all that stuff.
Yeah, that was
that phase. I had the 2003 Royal Rumble. It was here at the Fleet Center.
Oh shit.
On VCR. So,
yeah,
the first actual PLE like pay-per-view that I watched fully though was WrestleMania 21.
21?
Yeah.
Which one was that?
That was the first one in Hollywood.
So that was Eddie, right?
That was JBL and Cena. That was Cena for the first time.
Oh shit! So I'm thinking of a different one.
Shawn Michaels, Mr. McMahon.
Oh, okay.
That was another one.
I just watched that JBL match not too long ago too.
Shawn Michaels. That's one of my all-time favorite matches as far as WrestleMania matches goes.
Oh hell yeah!
And like Shawn Michaels was just talking about this the other day. Is there a better 3-year run in WrestleMania history than Shawn Michaels?
What with the Shawn, Triple H, then the special
Undertaker.
referee?
Is there a better 3-year run? Because he had Ric Flair, the Undertaker, and who was the other one that he had? It was Flair, Undertaker. It wasn't Kurt Angle, but that match against Kurt Angle was so good. Such an underrated match.
I can't say that there can't be another three-peat because I feel like with the direction they've been going with Roman and shit, I feel like they could definitely do that again. But
it's tricky because like it's super tricky because it's like TKO has WWE by the balls right now.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I highly blame TKO for, they look at it as the fact that it's just like, oh, well, we're breaking all these box office records time and time again. Like,
right.
Did you just see WrestleMania? Are you seeing this?
Right.
We broke all these records.
Right.
And it's just like, that's your money, yes. But those are people that have already committed to the product 15 plus years.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
And, like, I'm not saying that, like, it killed the storytelling aspect of it. There is no hype going into WrestleMania 42. I'm sorry. There's no real
It feels
hype
forced.
It feels really forced. And I feel like they're going to do the same thing next year if they go to end up going to Saudi Arabia. It's going to be super forced. Like,
well, I feel
I
like
want these stories, like, they have decent stories, like each one of these matchups going into WrestleMania, but we're not getting enough storytelling, and wrestlers always preach about telling a story from the physical and from the mental part of the match.
100%. That's why I don't say never can be never with another 3P, but like with that Shawn and fucking Undertaker story in those
Ric Flair.
The Ric Flair one, I shed a tear on. I watched that one live.
Yeah.
But that was the best accidental like storyline, because they never planned for that to end up like that.
Right.
And they never expected the fans to like give that as much fuel to the fire as they did.
Big thanks.
That's why I do agree with you saying like a
lot of people say the match that The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels had together is the greatest WrestleMania match of all time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not 100% sure on that one. That's a bold take. Like, it's a phenomenal match, don't get me wrong. And I'm one of those people that is in love with match length.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many matches we see these days. They're squash matches. They're done in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, shout outs to Bayley because she's always getting squashed and always losing. You know, I love Bayley to death though.
Right.
But
it's happened a lot more with WrestleMania.
You're right.
And I can see where the frustration's coming from with all the celebrity appearances. Like, the speed match doesn't
It's
really
just
make
like
sense.
one thing that I heard is the reason why so many of the artists are not artists. The reason so many of the wrestlers are off of the card this year, it's not because of the celebrity spots, it's because of music licensing.
Mm.
So when we were talking about music licensing earlier and how you like the thing with your album, like it's kind of the same thing. It's just there's so many artists that have like when you use a theme song, it's hard. Like a majority of the time, like in WWE, it was produced by Jim Johnson.
Right.
Or Jim Johnston.
I don't know why that wouldn't be fixed right away though, like before they even went out.
Right.
I mean, like I guess it makes sense if they're like, gonna be a flop.
I guess
like
it's
don't
because
put that much effort into it if there's gonna be a guy that's out there and then gone. But
yeah. So like from the music licensing, right? From the music licensing standpoint, maybe it's because it's in a stadium. I don't know. I know that like in licensing they have like different degrees. It's like, oh, if it's played in a club or if it's played in a stadium. So I don't know if there's like tiers like that. But that's a big reason why I heard a lot of the talent from this year's WrestleMania is like held off. The celebrities, I mean, it's obvious with the celebrities. You know, the celebrities are there to generate the views.
Yeah.
Because they're desperate right now.
Oh, yeah.
They have Jelly Roll. They have Logan Paul. They have ISO Speed.
Jelly.
They're desperate right now.
I'll tell you, Jelly is the one that I respect the most.
Yeah.
Like, you can't really hate Jelly, and Logan, you can like. Yeah, I feel like it's 50-50.
all three of them respectfully have trained enough and done enough so far as WWE.
That's why I'm saying specifically Jelly and Logan, because they put in the fucking work.
And
Jelly specifically though, because he walked up to H and he's like, hey, I'm gonna lose 100 pounds, and then he actually fucking did it, and then
and that was an amazing thing to see.
Yeah, and then he kept going.
That was really amazing to see, because I remember seeing Jelly Roll and he was huge.
Oh yeah.
And then like he came back.
I just bought a CD the other day with him being huge.
Yeah, and it's like he came
like a whole
back.
New man.
It's just like, bro, what happened to you? Wow.
Looks like a whole new man. His story is incredible with music. Absolutely incredible.
Big facts. you know. But like ISO Speed's been training with Randy Orton for a little bit. He's been training with Randy Orton for like 4 or 5 months too.
Yeah.
So like
Speed, I feel like he would have got more respect if they just kept him going from the Rumble.
yeah,
Like it feels like you're
Forced.
just throwing them in last minute. Same with McAfee, same with Yachty. It's like you're just
Yep.
throwing them in last minute to kind of boost your WrestleMania sales, which I
Yep.
get it, but it's like if you have Punk dropping pipe bombs about your ticket sales being too
and
high,
Pat McAfee doing the same exact thing.
and then why is it gonna be that's the issue? Why can't it be just the tickets? Like
Right.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either. You know?
I mean, yeah, I guess it makes sense because if it backfires, then it's just like it's just getting your fans to kind of rally together, and then you can just apologize, and then everybody's like, "Yay, we win! Fans rule!" And then like the fans got their way, but then they're like kind of
I
chuckling.
don't think TKO wants to submit to the fans in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah,
TKO does not care about the WWE. They care about UFC and their bullfighting.
Yeah.
Their professional bull riding. They have no care in the world for WWE and its fans.
yep, yeah, that
It's literally the side piece. Like, that's over here. Everything that's being brought up to the masses is over there.
Right. yeah,
And, like, I understand, like, UFC's been consistent and, like, UFC basically built the TKO brand.
Right. Well,
If we're
everybody's
keeping it
seen
real.
what it's turned into. I feel like
Yeah.
at first everybody was excited because we felt like we could get more like of a Brock Lesnar situation where like we bring a dude from the UFC over, but obviously
Right.
Lesnar was WWE first, but like if you bring a dude with that background and that size
Right.
like, from the UFC over, it would make sense for that merger to happen, but we haven't seen that happen.
Right.
So it's like
And that's what a lot of fans...
now
when
it's just a
TKO
cash grab.
Right. That, when,
Or what else is
TKO,
it?
when TKO first got the company, a lot of the people were like, "Oh, well, this is this is breaking the fourth wall. We're going to see UFC fighters in the ring with wrestlers, and we're going to see wrestlers in the ring with UFC fighters." And
Yeah.
it's just like, that's a bad idea. One, because yes, they both do physical arts.
Yeah.
One, you're actually getting punched in the face.
Yep.
One, you're throwing a Jey Uso.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that goes.
That was hilarious.
It was. You know, and everybody was like, "Oh, well, it was staged and everything like that." Even if it was staged,
Yeah.
the level of disrespect that Cameron brought to Jey Uso was just appalling to me. I'm like, bro, don't have that person on your podcast as the
Yeah.
guest if that's the way you're really going to treat
I
them.
still can't
Like,
figure
I
out
would
if
never-
it's gimmick.
Like, even if it is gimmick, though, like, the
Yeah.
disrespect is not warranted. Whether it's for the views, whether
Yeah.
it's for this, it's not warranted.
Oh,
like,
hell no.
especially for a podcast setting. If you're going to have a podcast, like your guest.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, come on.
He was just like, oh, well,
Respect
you know.
my man, dog.
Right.
Like-
I'm not even the biggest Jey Uso fan in the world, but, like, seeing that, I was just like, wow, that's highly disrespectful, highly unprofessional as far as a podcast standpoint.
Oh, 100%.
And I was just like, I could never imagine doing that to somebody on my podcast where I'm just constantly dissing you. And you're just like, bro, like, can you show me a little bit of respect?
Oh, yeah.
Because Jace constantly said that. He was like, hey, man, like, you're getting real testy with some of these questions. And he was like, can you show me a little bit more respect? Like, I was excited to
Yeah.
be here, and now I just want to leave.
Yeah.
Like, it
that's what
it
makes
killed
me-
the whole, like, vibe right there in that sense. So even if
Right.
it was staged, and the, like, little fight that they had at the end was staged, like, the disrespect was not warranted.
100%.
That's what I just wanted to get at with
No,
that whole
100%.
Jey Uso thing.
I can't believe he said, can you smell what the Usos cooking?
You're right. He was
I
like,
was
I
like,
ain't
oh my
smelling
God.
what this is cooking. I'm like, yo, that's...
I was like, that's fucked up.
Yo, I'm
I
like,
was
that's
that-
crazy.
It's like, that's messed up.
The rumor is, though, you know, the final boss is in Las Vegas for CinemaCon this weekend. So, whether we or not, he is...
I mean, like, when are we gonna have an explanation to, like, why he's even in the picture again? Like,
I don't think
yeah,
we are.
the final boss, like, yeah, you made it work. Cool, because you had the fucking greatest WrestleMania ending ever.
Right.
But, like, what else is there to do? What, you're just gonna have him come back to show authority to someone that's doing too good?
Right.
And it'd be like, I'm the final boss. Nah, stop it.
Right.
Like, it doesn't make any sense. And then, like, yeah, you could have him, like, turn face, but it's like, that doesn't make sense either. I don't know. None of the final boss stuff makes sense. I did like how they had the progression up to the WrestleMania, where it was like his entrance changed, and like that was sick. So like that made a cool little story to the build up and whatnot. But now,
like I was saying this to somebody a couple weeks ago, WWE. If you want to go to a WWE event to watch wrestling,
yeah,
it's for the cinematic effect, for the entrance.
I feel that.
And when you go to like an independent show like Focus Pro, like what we went to,
yeah,
you see the actual matches that you want to see. You see the actual physicality that you want to see.
Oh, 100%.
It's not like you kind of like laugh at it a little bit because you're just like, man, they don't have the cinematic entrance. Like if they had the cinematic entrance and they put on this type of match,
yeah,
amazing. But you know, I get it. You know, we're in a bunch of breweries.
Facts.
And stuff like that. So
yeah.
in that sense, it's just like I love watching the wrestling from the standpoint of the independent scene, but I do love the cinematics that you get from the WWE as far as the entrances and stuff. Because for me personally, I would have paid so much money just to be in the building one time during a Rock appearance.
I was just gonna say it's the Pop for me.
Yeah, so like as far as like Pops, like that's the one that I would 100% want. The first one I ever saw that was like real to me, that was just like, no, the first one I ever saw is when I went to the SmackDown right after Benoit and Guerrero.
Oh shit.
So I went to that following SmackDown. That was the Return of the Dead Man.
So that's 06?
I think that was WrestleMania 20.
Oh, okay.
If I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure that was WrestleMania 20. The comments going to roast me.
We lost Eddie in what? 2005, right?
Yeah. 2006.
2006. So yeah, it would have been like 05.
Mm-hmm. So
oh, shit.
I went to that.
So that was right around the time I started.
The Pop was, what had happened that night was, that was when John Cena beat the Big Show at that WrestleMania 2 to win his first United States Championship.
So I did see that. I do remember seeing that because he picked up Big Show.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember the place going nuts for that.
Yeah.
I remember... So, like, what I remember from that particular night, because that was, like, the first wrestling match, like, WWE event that I went to. The first match was Rhino versus John Cena in a hardcore match, or it was, like, a no-holds-barred match for the U.S. Championship. And then after that, it was, like, a gauntlet match. They had, like, a whole bunch of gauntlet matches. And
that's when he was doing the open challenge shit, right?
No, it was after that. So, like... The gauntlet match happened, and it was a bunch of people. It's just like, you fight this person, you go on to the next round and fight this person. And then at the end of the night, you're going to end up fighting the champion. Yeah. And at the time, the champion was Eddie Guerrero. So when the gauntlet pieced out, Rey Mysterio got all the way to the end. And Paul Heyman was the general manager of SmackDown at the time. Yep. And Paul Heyman came out and he said like some kind of like crazy racist remark about like Mexicans or whatever. To both like Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero during the match. Then the lights completely went out and you see a lightning bolt straight the ring. And The Undertaker was in the ring like the next second, like no like fog or anything. It's like the fog came afterwards. Yeah, but he just showed up in the ring, the lights turned on, and then he just pile drives Paul Heyman to end SmackDown.
A lot of the times he said he was under the ring for that too. So
I believe it.
I don't understand how he moved that quick being that big though. Yeah. Cause how tall is he? He's like
6'11".
And how tall
6'10".
are you?
I'm 6'6".
So I'm like thinking of you like trying to get under the ring without hitting your head. Right. So it's like, how the hell is that dude getting out that quick?
They have a little bit of space under there, you know.
Yeah, true.
It's like
But even Hornswoggle like came out like that.
Of course.
Like he couldn't like duck under it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
that is true.
So it's like. It's like, how is that man doing that?
Right,
that
it's just like when they were talking about WrestleMania 40, it's just like, oh, that was the first time that The Undertaker had a run since his hip replacements.
Oh, he killed that.
Yeah, and like lights went off, and then it's just like he ran through the crowd so fast that it's just like he had such a small window.
Yep.
But he didn't crawl under the ring for that one. He literally ran out the stadium doors.
Yep. I love the complete difference, because in the past year or so, or no, 2 years now, because of that WrestleMania, the only blackouts have been Undertaker and Danhausen. And you have Undertaker that pulled it off so flawlessly that you got Danhausen over here, and he's not even where he needs to be by the time the lights are back on, and it fucking kills me every time.
Every time.
Every time I can't breathe, dude. I'm like, he did it again.
No, Danhausen is the best character right now in WWE actively. 100%.
I'll be honest.
As far as character.
Yeah.
Wise. For entertainment purposes, he's the next R-Truth for us.
Oh, 100%.
As far as entertainment-wise.
100%.
Everybody's like, oh, well, he hasn't wrestled. Yeah, well, if you've seen him wrestle before, you know why he doesn't wrestle like that anymore.
And for the 2K players, we finally have a reason for all of those paybacks to be a selection now.
Right.
Because
he's over
nobody else is
now.
doing the blackout, so it's like it makes no sense when you're doing that in the game.
Right.
So it's like nobody else is throwing pyro up somebody's ass.
Right.
It's like it's like wild.
100%.
That dude is a breath of fresh air when it comes to the comedy side of it.
It is. I hope I can, I'm trying to go to Fanatics Fest next year for Woke to the World.
Oh, that'd be
so
fun.
If I can pull that off and we're able to be there and stuff.
Yeah.
100%. I'm gonna see I'm gonna see what the price. Obviously, it's going to be super pricey because it's like you buy your ticket to the festival, and then it's just like, okay, now the tickets for Jey Uso, now the tickets for Rhea Ripley, all go on sale. You have to buy the separate photo ops, the separate autographs, and all of that stuff. So you really gotta plan out who you want to meet at those types of things. And it's not just wrestlers either. You're going to miss out on somebody waiting in a line to meet Liv Morgan. And it's just bro, you could have met Tom Brady. You could have met Jay-Z. You could have met Travis Scott.
Right.
Because there's artists there. There's so many different varieties there. It's crazy.
I just love that there's a lot of different types of stories going on. Mm-hmm. That makes me happy. I'm happy that we have the side of seeing behind the scenes a little bit. I feel like what is it called? The Unreal, right?
Yep.
I feel like they show a little too much.
Yeah.
I feel like if they kept with the same concept but just showed a little less of the private conversation between Triple H and I think it was The Rock talking about the Cena finish. Mm-hmm. I feel like that should have never been aired. That stuff, it shouldn't have been aired. I feel like you could have put it in a little 2-second clip of them talking with a music in the background kind of thing. And just to show that the conversation was there. But, those are the moments that I feel is what keeps kayfabe a thing. Those, and that's what people want to see, yeah. But, I feel like if we just see the behind the scenes, they're okay, yeah, this is the story that we want to tell. This is how we told the story, and then boom.
But you see, there's a difference there. You're talking about telling the story. I was just referring to telling the story.
Right.
The difference is now they're not telling the story. Yeah, they may be working on season 3 of Unreal right now.
Yeah.
But they're not telling the story to us.
Yeah.
And from that point, we're missing that.
Right.
They might be having that conversation back and forth. You
Right.
might be seeing John Cena having a conversation with Cody Rhodes about, hey, we're going to do this in the match. This is going to happen in the match.
Right.
Like,
I love that shit.
and like that's great to see.
Yeah.
I feel like where they're screwing up in Unreal is they're showing too much of Gorilla as far as like the backstage area and everything. And I love the aspect of being behind the scenes and being like, okay, you get to find out what CM Punk's real name is, you know?
Yeah.
And it's just like, and like, this is his stage name.
Right.
It's just like you kind of get to go into their lives a little bit. So from that perspective, I absolutely love Unreal.
Right.
But from the perspective of putting it towards the product, I understand why.
Right.
But at the same point in time, you're doing too much to break that kayfabe.
Yeah.
Because I thought something was like you were talking about The Rock and Triple H having that conversation. Something that I thought, as far as the same kind of thing, is that we shouldn't have seen that conversation between when Seth Rollins got injured. And Triple H had that conversation, was like, hey, like, Cody's faking, like, he told it to Cody Rhodes. Like, Cody Rhodes had nothing to do with that story at the time.
Yeah.
So it really shows you, like, where their heads are at, kind of.
Yeah.
As far as who they're favoriting, who they're not favoriting.
Right.
In that sense, because why would Cody Rhodes know? Because you see, like, Becky Lynch, she recently talked about, like, how hard was it to keep it a secret? Mm-hmm. And she was like, oh, it was very hard to lie to direct family and friends about it. Like, Bianca Belair kept checking in on Seth, being like, hey, is he okay? Could I do anything to help?
Yep.
And she's like, oh, like, everything's fine, trying to play it off.
Yeah.
But, like, a majority of the locker room was left in the dark by Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
That's
how it
the way it was finished and the way it happened, I was 100% right that was going to happen.
Yeah.
100% right. I remember I was telling I think it was Zazu, right before it happened, he was like, oh, like, Seth's injured, like, CM Punk's gonna win at this SummerSlam.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Seth is cashing in at SummerSlam. That's all I said. I'm like, Seth is cashing in at SummerSlam. And then the next night he was world champion. I'm like, I told you, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I think the 2005 SummerSlam is the GOATest SummerSlam of all time. You cannot debate me. 2005 from top to bottom is the greatest SummerSlam of all time.
What, every match?
Mm-hmm.
What's your like favorite match in general SummerSlam though?
Like my favorite.
Like just one match. Like you said, top to bottom, you like that one.
Mm-hmm.
So like, what's just
my
one
favorite match at SummerSlam?
Doesn't have to be necessarily that.
That's
that
a good question.
Because I got one.
I want to say Roman and Brock.
Okay. I was gonna say Cena and Brock.
Yeah, I want to say Roman and Brock. When I think it was when Brock came out with the tractor. I'm pretty sure that was SummerSlam where he came out with the tractor and he pushed the ring over or whatever.
That, I was so happy that he finally brought back like the ring being altered.
Right.
That was awesome. Nobody else fucked with the idea.
And it's just like, I don't know how you feel about Brock Lesnar like all time, but I'm going to be pretty sad come SummerSlam this year because Brock Lesnar was a huge part of my childhood as far as wrestling went.
Yeah.
Like the time I started watching wrestling, he was literally just becoming the WWE champion.
Yep.
So it's just like, in that sense, it's just like I have so much respect for Brock. I understand he's been away, he's come back, he's been away, but like that kind of happens. You know, you can see the same thing about AJ Lee. You can see the same thing about CM Punk, and they'll be like, oh, well, you can bring up the law in that sense too, but, you know, everybody who's famous kind of goes through some kind of legal issue at some point.
And I feel like, I mean, obviously everybody's innocent until proven, but I feel like feel like hopefully whatever the circumstances actually were, it was a learning lesson for him.
Right.
So it seems like.
And I feel like TKO wouldn't have associated themselves with Brock Lesnar.
Because that was my biggest
not
question.
knowing and everything.
Yeah, that was my biggest question.
Especially like when we
saw.
saw SummerSlam this year.
Yeah. I didn't think he was going to come back.
I didn't either.
But when I seen TKO,
and I lost it when he came back. I was like, bro, this is better than The Rock.
Yep.
Like, this is insane.
I did not expect it. I'm mad that they had him break the streak. I feel like they should have had, if they were gonna have him like necessarily win the streak, I feel like they should have had him like
Roman break it the year after.
Well, no, I feel like they should have had Brock win it.
Mm-hmm.
Like something happens to where like it's a count out, or like something happens where like he gets like, or Undertaker gets like beaten to the point of where he's like injured and then like he's stretchered out of the match. I feel like something like that, it would have been cool because you could say this is the guy that broke the Undertaker, and then you could still have Undertaker as the guy that's like undefeated, because I feel like if he was undefeated and he still had that same pop-up at WrestleMania 40, it would have been 10 times better.
Right.
Would have been 10 times better. And the fact that Taker don't even remember.
He doesn't remember a damn thing about them.
Don't remember nothing past like 2:30 that day. It's like
Brock Lesnar was on a podcast recently. Like Brock Lesnar's starting to do podcasts towards the end of his retirement all of a sudden.
He's hilarious.
It's just like he was talking about that, and they were like, a lot of people are angry that I broke the streak, and he was like, but out of everybody who is currently in the situation, like currently in the rosters, they felt like the most believable person to break the streak was me. He was like, I wasn't comfortable with that, but he was like, they thought that I was the most established. And that does make sense when you look at it from that standpoint. Yeah. You're like, okay, Brock Lesnar was the most established superstar who was going to beat the streak. Let's be honest, WWE doesn't like to push their young talent.
Yeah.
And with that being said, they're not going to give that to the new kid on the block.
Right.
They're not going to put them over and be like, and then you get the same kind of reaction.
Right. I feel like it would be cool to involve Taker in some mythical storylines. Like have him be like the source of power.
Right.
Like that'd be sick, cuz if we got the Bray Wyatt Taker, but we never got the story.
Right.
So it's like if we could have that.
Oh man, Bray Wyatt and Danhausen would have crushed it.
Oh yeah. Imagine a storyline.
The Fiend and Danhausen would have crushed it.
Imagine a storyline where it's Howdy, but it's Howdy and like Solo as it is right now.
Mm-hmm.
But like he needs to like source out like another power, and then like since he has like that mythical energy, like he starts like seeking out something, and then like a soul gets captured, and then that soul is fucking Taker's energy, and then like all of a sudden he gets like all the Taker shit.
Facts.
Like that would be cool.
That'd be wicked.
But yeah, no, Bray Wyatt is gonna be the one dude that I get a tattoo for, because he's the definition of
the creativity behind it.
Oh yeah, he's just
he was such a creative genius, and like we were robbed as WWE fans.
Oh yeah,
it's like watching the Firefly Funhouse match, hysterically funny.
That's making the best out of a bad situation right there.
And
he killed it.
Right.
Because he basically produced that whole fucking thing.
Right. Like John Cena wrote the thing, he produced it.
Yeah.
That was the coolest aspect, you know?
Oh yeah. But he's the definition of like you can be doubted and still like you could be doubted and have these good ideas, and like you bring up a good idea that would make you millions, and then you get shut down just because it's you that's saying it.
Yep.
He's the definition of that. Like
facts.
Having the great ideas that would turn you into a superstar, but they just fucking throw him as Husky Harris.
Right.
And it's like he made the best out of that, and then it's like he comes out of nowhere. come in as Bray, and then it's like with the Masked Men, and it's like that was insane to me. Like I thought he reached his peak with that, but then when he brought Bray out, like the actual Bray Wyatt character, I was like, oh shit! And then next thing you know,
Firefly Funhouse
and then the
came,
Fiend
and I
comes
was
out,
like,
and I'm
yo,
like, oh.
are we watching a horror movie right now?
Oh yeah, it would be cool if Howdy does something where like he has like a resurrection of like the Fiend mask.
That would be dope.
And he kind of like a demon Finn Balor type situation.
Hell yeah.
Where like he sees that mask, and obviously he has a mask already, but like kind of like that Taker idea I had is like you take that power, like ooh, that would be. I love that mythical shit. Like that shit is like that draws you in. There's a reason why Taker was so loved for so many years.
Facts. 100%.
But yeah.
We're going to go over the WrestleMania card here this weekend because we're at WrestleMania.
What we got?
Pre-show, you know?
What we got?
So we got the 6-man tag team match. The Usos and LA Knight versus The Vision, Isha Speed, and Paul Heyman. Who you got on that one?
Well, I mean, Speed's cursed.
Yeah.
So it's like there's gonna be something wild that happens.
I feel like Cameron's gonna interfere and cost Jay at Mania or some shit.
He's definitely, that would be cool because I feel like they're gonna definitely put him front row to get like that little
to get
like that
10
10-second little camera time.
Yeah.
Like that what the fuck is it? The bop, like just smack him upside the head or something.
Right.
Or
like how they had Ice Show and like Logan pulled him out of the crowd and he's like he puts on the knuckles and he's just like magically turns around and punches LA Knight in the face.
But I feel like with Speed being cursed, they're gonna flip the script and it's gonna do the opposite because the curse has been benefiting Logan in theory. So it's like I feel like the curse is gonna be used in a big way in that match. And I feel like it's going to alter against them losing the championship.
Okay. Well, it's a 6-man tag team, so they're not going to have the championships on the line, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You know? So, I think they might.
I feel like that's like going to be the end goal then in theory. In that match, then I feel like the curse is just going to make them lose that match then.
Okay. We got Jacob Fatu versus Drew McIntyre unsanctioned match.
That's Fatu all the way.
Yeah?
That's Fatu all the way. If not, I'm going to be upset because it continues the story of Drew got screwed. And then it also, because he loves that and he's said it on multiple podcasts recently. So it's like, if they can keep that going any way they can to keep that fire hot with the crowd, then I feel like that's going to be the way.
Right. I'm going Drew McIntyre on that one. I'm a huge Drew McIntyre
I feel like
fan.
like if I'm dreaming right now.
Right.
Dream circumstance would be, this would be a great time for Zilla to pop in. But it doesn't make sense because he has said it many times that he needs more time, and it would make sense for him to have more time before he gets in.
It's funny you say that. Like, I'm not jumping to Sunday, but Greatness did just tell me on Wednesday he thinks that Zilla is going to interfere in the Roman Punk match.
It would make sense that
like,
they have somebody. It would make sense that they have somebody.
He did just say that to me on Wednesday at the Jungle.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm not jumping to Sunday yet, but
you think there's like only 1 or 2 more, and then there's like 8 more, and it's like, oh my god.
Right.
It's like, how big does this tree get?
Right. 100%. Next match we got is Stephanie Valkyr versus Liv Morgan. Women's Championship.
This one's been stumping me.
Yeah?
Because it's like, I feel like this is where you could have Liv turn face.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be a great moment to see. Because you have the spacing between Dominic's match and her match, them being Judgment Day. It's so weird.
Right.
Like, the spacing don't make sense, so that makes me feel like they're doing something big, but I just can't quite put my finger on, like, what they would do.
Mm-hmm.
But because they're, if I'm not mistaken, are they on the early, the quote-unquote prelims, I guess you could say, of they're on the earlier card, right?
I think so, yeah.
The ESPN side of it.
It says that they're on Sunday. Like, obviously, like the match card here doesn't say like what order everybody's in.
Yeah, let me see. I think.
I think they want to start.
I think they're gonna be the first match.
I think Oba and Brock are gonna be the first match on Sunday.
Well, yeah. I'm thinking like first match of like when WrestleMania quote unquote starts, because they do the 2 matches before it starts, quote unquote.
Yeah.
But I think with them being the first match of the night officially, it's weird that they would be the first one, and then on Sunday it's ending with Dom and Balor.
It's ending on Sunday. It's ending no matter what with Roman and Punk.
Is it? So it's probably gonna be right before them.
Yeah.
That it's Dom and them. So like, with it being opposite, there's definitely gonna be something done. I would love to see Liv as the champion, cause anytime I see Liv or Rhea as the champion, it's fucking awesome.
I'm not the biggest Liv Morgan fan. I've come around on Stephanie Volker. I wasn't huge.
Yeah.
But I've come around on her. Like, she's a pretty solid wrestler.
She's got the earn the
like
respect
her English is getting better too, to be able to cut promos and stuff too. So from that perspective, I'm a fan of Stephanie Volker. I hope she doesn't get squashed by Liv. That's what I'm hoping. Like, I know it's going to be a good match, but Liv doesn't need the championship.
I was just gonna say I would like to see it, but it makes no sense.
I'm not jumping to night 2 again, but at the same point in time, Liv and Rhea both don't need championships right now. They're big enough superstars on their own.
Yeah.
100%. In that sense, you know,
100%.
like some of these superstars, they need that championship to be relevant.
Oh yeah.
And some of these superstars, they're big enough stars where they're like larger than life.
Mm-hmm. No, I feel that. I relate to that.
So, I'm going Steffi on that one. Next we got AJ and Becky for the Intercontinental Championship. I think Becky's gonna win her title back. I think AJ Lee had a nice little run with it, and I think AJ Lee's going to.
I feel like if they'd given Becky as much as she's had with the championship, I feel like AJ should get the same.
Yeah.
And I feel like the run that AJ had with the Divas Championship was so monumental that they kind of need that to have on that championship for just in general, for like a history of it.
Yeah.
So I feel like they should continue it and kind of do like a John Cena thing where it's like open challenge most of the nights, because right away she was like, I'm going to be the fighting one. So
right.
I would love to see AJ win that.
I'm going with Becky on that one. Here we go, though. Seth freaking Rollins versus Gunther. The career killer. This sets it up for SummerSlam. You know, we were just talking about Brock Lesnar earlier, and Gunther wants to get close to Paul Heyman to make that happen.
Yeah.
So, I'm going Seth because Seth's my favorite active wrestler on that one. But I understand if Gunther wins.
I feel like the only way Gunther loses, though, is like if somebody causes it. Because the story they're trying to run of him being like that dude. Mm-hmm. Of like just ending careers and
right.
Just kind of causing.
But
like
we also know that if Gunther does win, we also know Seth Rollins is coming back on the next episode. It's not like, Seth Rollins is now a victim to Gunther.
Right.
Like, Seth Rollins is coming back if he loses to Gunther.
Yeah.
None of these other people plan to lose to Gunther. There's a difference there.
No, I feel that. I feel like it would make sense to have Seth win it, but with Gunther losing to a reason, not just because he lost.
Right.
Just so you can continue that Gunther story of him being
Right.
that guy.
And Gunther might take a lot more heat if he does lose again, because remember, everybody's still saying that you tapped out a year later.
Yeah. And
for him tapping out the J.
Yeah, and you can take that as an opportunity, depending on how crowd reacts. You can take that as a moment to build on a part 2.
Right.
And you can run that SummerSlam fucking moment.
Facts. We've got the Women's Tag Team Championship Fatal 4-Way match. So that's Bayley, Lyra, Lash Legend, Nia. It was supposed to be the Bella Twins. So from what I've heard, Paige got signed back to WWE, and she's supposed to be coming to replace Nikki Bella because Nikki Bella has a broken foot and can't participate this weekend. So that's the rumor that I've heard. So it would be Brie and Paige. And then we have Charlotte and Liv.
See, that makes me feel like they were going to give it to them.
That's a hard one, right? I don't know who to go with them.
It would make the most sense if she wasn't injured to have them win it.
Right.
That would have the biggest pop of the night in terms of the middle of the nights.
I think Bayley and Lyra would get a pretty big pop too if they won it.
Well, with this,
especially because,
with you saying that, it's probably going to be them that takes it.
Yeah. Because I could totally see that, you know, it's just like they've gotten squashed time and time again this year.
Because of how Bayley's been, you'd get that same kind of pop.
Right.
So it's like...
So I think I'm going with Bayley and Lyra on this one, you know.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Back against the wall. Alright, we are finished with night 1. No, we didn't do Randy Orton and Cody. What do you think's happening with Randy Orton and Cody and Patrick McAfee?
I mean, dream situation would be like everybody wants, and that's DiBiase coming back, but that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
I feel like you gotta give it to Randy. Because if you have Cody take it, yeah, you're just gonna have like everybody say, well, what the fuck, why is Cody getting this? But I feel like if you have Randy win it, you can actually like keep that story going. If you have Cody win it, it kind of ends it. Like you can't have them go up against each other anymore if you have Cody win it.
Mm-hmm.
If you have Randy win it, you can have that match again at SummerSlam on another build and build another story with it.
Mm-hmm.
And you could bring in Triple H into the storyline. You can bring in Cena into the storyline. Like you can bring like a bunch of other people that from that past to kind of continue like what we wanted from Cena on his run. But we kind of get it with Randy. So I feel like that would be cool to see.
Do you think if Randy wins this year that he's going on that retirement run that John just went on?
I don't think he's doing a retirement run.
None?
No. It wouldn't make sense for him to do that because I feel like he would want to go out on a bang. Like he would want to go out on something that's just like bam, that's it. Like
Yeah.
I don't think he could
do like a tour.
I don't think he could do a tour.
Yeah.
I feel like they would probably offer it to him, and if there was some like things in there that he was thinking already, then he'd probably just take it. But
But let's be honest, the majority of Randy Orton's like greatest opponents aren't in WWE anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're not seeing Orton and Flair.
Well, that's
we're
why
not seeing Orton versus Triple
Yeah.
H. We're not seeing Orton versus Batista.
But that's also why it would be cool because you could have somebody coming up in developmental
yeah.
in NXT wise, like you could have like a Trick Williams or like a Javante, and like you can have them seek out the advice of the OGs and like next thing you know, they're making the appearance to like
Right.
fuel them up. So it's like
100%.
there's a lot that they can do with it, but I feel like it wouldn't make sense to have Cody win it. If they did have Cody win it, I feel like it would just be to piss everybody off.
I want to see Cody win it just so we can get rid of Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
I know that's petty.
Pat makes me mad in this situation because it makes no sense.
No, I didn't mind his promo when he came out.
No, he had a great promo.
When he first came out and he was the guy, that was like, okay, they just swerved us massively. We thought it was this person. It was really Pat McAfee. Like, some people said that, but I was just like, why would it be? And like the fact that they did it like that, it really swerved us. And I was like, whoa. So in that sense, I want to see Pat gone. Only because of... I want to see him gone. Like he said,
I feel that.
If Cody wins, then Randy's. Then he said he's not going to be part of the business ever again. So.
Yeah, that's how I feel. It's like if you have Cody win, what are you going to do with Randy after that?
Right.
It's like you have him like on this sadistic run.
But Randy's been shelved for so long. Like, in my honest opinion, I don't think it makes sense for either one of the actual major championships to change hands.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense for Romans to change hands from CM Punk. Yeah. It doesn't make sense for Cody to change hands with Randy Orton.
Yeah.
People want to see it, yes, but it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I feel like there's going to be a lot
because Roman recently just said, if I lose to CM Punk, that's going to be it. I also know that Roman's contract is up in a couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So winning the belt without getting a new contract is kind of weird.
Yeah. I also know in the past few years Roman's had some health scares, so it's like...
Right.
It would make sense for him to say that out of nowhere and then have it actually happen so that he could say, like, yeah, this is my time to start to slow down.
Yeah.
But then again, it's kind of the same situation where they're at before when they were bringing Roman in. It's like, all right, you're going to be the guy.
Fact.
But you're not the guy right now, so we got to make you the guy. So it's like, who the fuck are they going to make the guy right now compared to Roman? And it's like, I feel like that's where they're going with Oba.
Right, we basically just got the same match that we got last year.
Mm-hmm.
Just without Seth Rollins.
100%.
And, like, it was a great match, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, but
it was... Yeah. Like, we're seeing the same thing.
Yeah.
They really ran it back.
Yeah.
They ran back everything. And that's crazy to me. So,
Yeah, putting sprinkles on the cake. It don't add no flavor. It just makes it look good.
All right.
Lipstick on a fucking pig.
Facts. All right. So Sunday we got Oba versus Brock.
Oba's taking
I don't think the match is going to be that long, but I do think Brock is coming out with that win.
I feel like...
I think it's too soon for Oba to win over Brock Lesnar in his run of things. Like, I think Oba's going to be multiple-time world champion. Like, he's incredible.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, Brock Lesnar's on a retirement run. It wouldn't make 100%. That'd be like Cody Rhodes beating John Cena at WrestleMania.
Yeah. I feel like if they gave Lesnar the win, though, it'd be kind of like a last breath kind of win.
Yeah.
Like, it would be like...
I don't think the match is going to last that long.
No, I feel like it's going to be bell ring, Oba fucking just destroys them.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be, he starts throwing them, and they're just going to be like, oh my god, oh, whoa. And then all of a sudden, Lesnar's going to kind of do what he did in the Rumble and just start sweating like a like a crazy person.
I don't
and
think
just
Lesnar has the stamina anymore, honestly. And that's why I think his matches are so short now. I'd be very surprised if the Brock and Oba match went over 15 minutes. Yeah. Very surprised. So I'm gonna go with Brock on that one. This is my most interesting match on the card, in my opinion. Both nights. The Intercontinental Championship ladder match.
Mm-hmm.
Dragon Lee, Penta, Javon Evans, Rey Mysterio, Rusev, and JD McDonough.
Well, I hope Ray don't get injured. I just really hope. I feel like Ray is gonna play a big part in who wins it.
Mm-hmm. Do you think there's a chance Ray wins it? I think that's a big possibility. I think if Penta doesn't retain, it's going to be Ray.
I feel like it's gonna be something where like Ray has it by fingertips, and then Ray is gonna show up on Monday and then issue a challenge. So I feel like Penta might win it, so that we can get that Ray versus Penta match that everybody wants. That would be dream scenario, because it would make a lot of sense. You have all those up and coming talents taking over the whole entire match, and then you have Ray being the veteran, you have Penta being the dude that's supposed to win it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, all these dudes don't have enough experience in these matches. Penta's the independent guy, Ray's the independent guy too. Both came up doing these matches, so
right.
It's like those are going to be the guys that bring it down to the wire. And I feel like they're not even going to match off until right before the match is even over.
Big facts.
So
I think it's either going to be Penta, Ray, or Rusev. I don't think it's going to be Javon Evans. Everybody wants to see Javon Evans.
I feel like they're going to give Rusev the upper hand in the beginning. Like, because he's just been on a wrecking path kind of vibe. So I feel like they're just going to have him run through, like, Miley Cyrus on a wrecking ball, but, like, swinging through and shit.
The next matchup we got is the Gingerbread Man Sammy versus Trick Williams.
I feel like Yachty's definitely going to do something stupid.
Trick Williams doesn't win, like, against Sammy, there's issues.
Oh, there's going to be a riot.
Big issues.
I feel like there's definitely going to be if Willie don't win, we riot, like an old Cena sign.
Right.
There's definitely going to be something like that.
100%. I'm going Trick on that one. Not because I dislike Sami Zayn like everybody else. Everybody hates Sami Zayn. I think Sami Zayn's a decent wrestler.
Give him the pop and then let Sami get his rematch.
I don't think Sami's going to win a championship. That's what I think. But that's why I think they gave him the mid-card championship back.
Yeah, just to give it a little more fuel for somebody else to pick it back up, and it would make perfect sense for this to be that opportunity.
All right, we got Jade versus Rhea.
Well, obviously we want Rhea to win that.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm going to say on that.
Yeah. I think Rhea's going to win, but as I said, Liv and Rhea both don't need titles.
No.
They're big enough superstars on their own.
I feel like out of the two, though, if there were to be one of them winning it that night,
Rhea.
It would be Rhea.
Yeah, 100%. Here we go. Last two matches left. We got the Demon versus Dirty Dom. It doesn't make sense, right?
It doesn't make sense to have
the Demon come back just to lose to Dominic. Even if Dominic tries to cheat.
It would make sense only for the fact of the entrance. Just like we were talking about with, like, that's, like, the main ticket sale.
Yeah.
So, like, just having that entrance, like, everybody at home, that's what everybody wants to see right there.
Mm-hmm.
let alone that. I feel like they might actually give it to Dom, so that he can have that moment of independence, because him and JD haven't been perfect for what I remember. Mm-hmm. They've had a few moments where they butted heads,
right?
And then they butted heads with this moment leading up to this match. So it's like he ain't really got another dude. So it's like it would be great to have Dom win that and have that pop and actually turn face, kind of, in a way. Because you could have the Demon just beat the ever-living shit out of him, and then he escapes away with it, and then they hug it out, kind of. And then that'll be the reason how Finn turns back into his normal self. Because, Dom brought out the Demon, so it's like that hug could seal the Demon back.
Interesting.
Not to have them reacquaintance, but have Dom have his solo run that he deserves.
I think Dom's getting his solo run soon.
I feel
I think he needs to lose his AAA championship first.
I feel like that would be the reason why he goes solo. Like, he loses that, and he snaps on Liv, he snaps on everybody.
I've been watching AAA recently. Phenomenal product.
Oh, yeah.
Might be the best product that WWE's putting out right now. I know that's saying a lot, but...
Yeah, I just started watching AEW.
Nice. I'm going to start pretty soon.
My first AEW event was the fucking best one I could have watched.
Oh, yeah?
It was just the other night.
Oh, yeah?
With fucking Darby and MJF.
Yeah, MJF.
And Darby fucking taking it home, dude.
That's crazy.
Oh, so happy. So happy.
Yeah. Darby deserves it, you know.
Every second of that he deserved.
Every second of it. I'm happy that it happened, you know.
And then to have like the few minutes of him
having Sting come out.
But to have the few minutes of Sting not coming out.
Yeah.
And then Sting coming out. That
right.
Chef's kiss. That was right. It, because everybody 100%. Would have expected him to come out, and then it's just like, oh, like everybody would have hated that.
Right.
But 100%. No, they basically had him carried on people's shoulders before Sting came out. Mm-hmm. Kind of like a Ric Flair moment in a way.
Last match we got on the card here. Roman Punk. Now, as I was just saying, I think Punk's taking it because it doesn't make sense from either championship to really change hands in my eyes. I think if one is going to change hands, it's probably going to be Roman. Mm-hmm. And I think if it is Roman, then he signed a new contract. Maybe it's a shorter term contract, but if it is Roman, he signed a new contract. Because it doesn't make sense to just give him the title and he waves goodbye in a week. Me too.
They could do that, though, to build up a SummerSlam match. Because you could have Punk come out every week calling him a pussy, basically. And then that could build that up. So that could make sense, but I don't know. It don't make no sense. I feel like for me it would make sense to have Punk win it so that he can compete with his WWE Championship reign. Mm-hmm. So that he can be the dude that said, I held both championships for this long, and he can have a solid argument.
No, I hear that.
In like Hall of Fame wise. So that's what I feel like they're doing with Randy. I feel like they're gonna try and get him as close to second place with the 17 as possible.
Yeah, I hear that. 100%.
Or at least tease the hell out of us with every moment they can.
Yup.
I'm gonna be so mad if they don't give him another champ. If he don't get another WWE ship, another WWE championship, I'd be sad.
I don't think Randy. That's another thing. I don't think Randy and Roman.
Yeah.
Right now, like that doesn't sound like everybody wants to see it. I understand.
Yeah.
Physically, Roman and Randy aren't there for us to be good champions. Mm-hmm. And I'm sorry to say that. I love both of them. But physically, neither one of them are there to be good champions.
Out of all the promo, I just can't wait to see Jelly versus Pat.
That'd be pretty dope. I'd like that one.
That'd be awesome. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I feel like Punk's gonna take it because I want to see him either tie up or beat the WWE Championship reign he had.
Hell yeah. So I'm going to conclude with what I ask all my guests here.
Sounds good to me.
What do you got as far as like dreams and goals for yourself moving forward, going into this year, next year, and the future?
Dreams, I don't really necessarily have any new ones. It's really the same, just to be that guy that can help out anybody. Mm-hmm. Just do to put a smile on people's faces. Goals. I have a lot of goals, but like they kind of just sum up into like one.
Yeah.
It's like if I were to sum up all my goals, it would just be to do better than I did yesterday. So music-wise, if I can just do a little bit of something every day, that's me being consistent. I feel like that was a big thing keeping me down, was I had all this music to be consistent, but I couldn't put it out. So now I'm just trying my best to every day do a little bit of something. So if I can say I didn't do something yesterday and do it today, or if I can say, hey, I didn't get to this yesterday and do it today, then that's a good goal for me.
Oh yeah, love that.
Yeah.
Well, appreciate you coming
Yeah,
on
of
the
course.
episode, my guy.
Yeah, thanks for having
You
me.
know, hell yeah, man. We'll see you at the next episode. Make sure you stay tuned, stay woke.
Yeah. Anybody needs some studio time, let me know.